In this video, I'm going to review a TV show called The Killing, Seasons 1 and Seasons 2, and this show started off on AMC and eventually went to Netflix. So basically, this show stars Linden and Holder, which are homicide detectives, and Holder is supposed to be coming in to relieve Linden from duty, but Linden gets sucked into a case on her last day on the job, and she ends up kind of sticking around for a while, as you might have guessed. So Season 1 and Season 2 are both connected to the same storyline, which all branches off from the very first episode of Season 1. And all throughout 2 seasons, you're watching one storyline trying to solve the murder of one young girl. Now personally, I think that they should have wrapped everything up in one season, because I think Season 2 just felt too stretched out and too needless, but you know, you can't undo it now. And a lot of people felt burned because they got to the end of Season 1 expecting the story to wrap up, only to find out that they had to watch Season 2 as well. Me personally, I found it a bit irritating, but I just kept on watching anyway. So at the end of Season 1, there's a cliffhanger, and then that cliffhanger, I don't really feel like it gets resolved in Season 2, to be honest with you. I feel like there was some empty holes missing, but whatever. I felt the story kind of ended on a nice little note, but then again at the same time, on the very last episode of Season 2, it does reveal the killer, and then after the killer is revealed, there's a second twist ending that actually kind of does not make sense to me for various reasons I'm not going to disclose in this review because I don't want to give away any spoilers. But let's just say that the final twist ending in Season 2, it feels very out of place for the characters that are involved in the scene. Also in Season 2, you're introduced to an Indian reservation, and honestly, the more that you see the chief of the Indian reservation, the more you hear her run her mouth, the more you just want to use her as a piñata. So in the end, I did end up enjoying Seasons 1 and Seasons 2 of The Killing. And even though the first episode of the first season was a bit slow getting started for me because I felt like they were trying to throw too much at me in the beginning, I did obviously get used to it after a few episodes, and the story, well, pulled me in. And in my personal opinion, this is going to be one of those shows that either kind of loses you early on or pulls you in for the long term, because this is one of those shows that kind of has like a cult following. The people that like it really like it, and the people that don't like it just don't really care. But then again, I guess I could really apply it to pretty much anything. Personally, I did not even know that this show existed until late 2015, and then I found it, and then I went on a binge watching spree of it, and went through all 3.5 to 4 seasons within like a week. I'm not going to cover Seasons 3 and Seasons 4 in this video, but I will just say that I did go through Seasons 1 and 2 pretty quickly. So if you want to give this show a shot, it's on Netflix, and I do recommend at least giving it a try to see if it's up your alley. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.